So here's a question for the audience. Have you heard the new Swae album? So Swae dropped a new album. And here's the background. I've never listened to Swae except for his hits, but I saw the Uproxx interview where he has to choose between two songs and reveal his taste in music, and let's just say I was impressed by his choices.
Okay, I'm basing this off of like what you would want to listen to and what would make you happy, like what would uplift Swae. And based on your picks, it's hard for me to go against the guy who has the same birthday as you, because that would make a lot of sense. But that Turn Me On song just feels like Swae. That just feels like you, so I'm going to Turn Me On.
Oh, what the fuck? I thought I got you with the
little anecdotes.
Switch up in there.
Dude, I saw the pick and roll trying to come over there, but I honestly thought about it. I was like, oh, maybe it is Prince. But then I heard that first. I'm like, and it's such a timeless song. It's used in so many interpolations.
I was just like,
but why? Okay, why did you pick that song though?
I just love that melody. How it's just cutting against the beat.
It's such
She's
a good
going
melody.
against the beat, doing like crazy melodies against the beat. I'm just like,
it feels like that. Like that's the way that you kind of use your melodies, right? It's like it blends with the beat almost.
For sure. That's one of the songs like I wish I made. Like, bro, that shit, come on, like that shit feel like sound like a fiesta.
Okay, but speaking of your solo project is dropping, obviously you said you've had you've had so many amazing songs over the years, and you probably have had so many that didn't make projects. What was your process like putting this together and pulling together songs to make this album?
Man, it was difficult, you know what I'm saying? I had to be super strict, and I had to just make sure I was catering to every audience, every demographic, you know what I'm saying? Gotta give the culture something, gotta give the culture a lot of shit, and even change their perspective on how they listen to music. Had to give people, you know what I'm saying, way over in Europe something, and change their perspective on how they listen to music, bring them over to my world.
Well, I'm excited for the world to hear it.
Appreciate that.
Congrats on finishing it. Well, thank you.
His mix of influences really shaped his music taste, from Prince, Outkast, and Kevin Little. The variety of songs they combed through made me curious on how Swae's music sounded today. And why I say today is because last time I listened to Swae outside the Sunflower song from Spider-Man was in 2014, when he was more known for his group, Ray Sherman. So we're talking about No Flex Zone, Throw Some More, and No Type Swae, right? And we know those songs did numbers, but it wasn't something I would listen to outside of a party or on the radio. But the talent was always noticed. But one thing I really noticed in the interview was Swae talking about how he uses melodies and how he's experimenting and perfecting different sounds. I was curious on what he was going to bring to the table with this album, and on April 2nd, 2026, Swae did another interview with the Atlanta radio station V103. After a series of questions, they previewed the single from his album called Flammable. The name fits. This is a hype song that leans into the mid-southern high-energy anthem, and it gives you that Travis Scott Future vibe. But it did what it was supposed to do and piqued my interest. Let's just go through some basic components of the album. First, the name. The album's called Same Difference, and the clear reason for the name is because the first track of the album is called Tomato Tomato. Clever, right? Let's move on to the cover art, which is just a Rubik's Cube of Swae's moments, which, to be honest, I thought they could have done better with the cover, but let's move on to the track list and the features. The album is 16 tracks and features well-known artists like Jhené Aiko, Post Malone, Rich the Kid, and more. Actually, it's kind of cool because he even has his brother Slim Jimmy as a feature of one of the tracks, which I think clears the rumors of the tension between both of them. The album is what he advertised as a mixture of melodies coming together to make atmospheric music. Some songs like E Off Emotion you can nod your head to, but he really did his work with the two Afrobeat tracks on the album, Side Eye and Five. If Swae made an Afrobeats album full of tracks like these, I would just say DeVito might be in some trouble. Some songs he mixes it up with more singing, while others he's more vibing with the beat, building emotion as the song progresses. So if you haven't guessed, I really like this album. That's the reason for the video, but there's nothing without flaws, right? Being objective, I can point out the album starts very weak, and about the 5th track, it starts to get stronger. Overall, the album embraces what Swae is known for, a lighthearted, carefree, melodic artist that deserves more credit for his work. Thanks for listening. If you don't mind, please like and subscribe. Thank you.